Hello, and thanks for joining me for Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and the founder and clinical director of Teen Therapy Center in Woodland Hills. Every Wednesday at noon, I answer your parenting questions that you send us, and here is today's question. How do I stop my 11-year-old son from being so disrespectful to his sisters? I am constantly yelling at him to stop chasing and teasing them. They are older, so I don't think he'll hurt them, but I'm afraid that he will learn to be disrespectful and antisocial to women in general as he gets older and hurt someone and get arrested. So there's a lot of worry from this parent. And the first thing I want to point out is that last part where you say you're afraid that when he gets older, he's going to hurt someone and get arrested. And I want to pump the brakes a little bit and remind you that he is 11 years old. And if the extent of the disrespect is chasing and teasing, I'm guessing it's coming from more of a place of impulsiveness and playfulness. That is not necessarily something that is antisocial and something that's going to lead to him hurting someone and getting arrested later on. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, obviously, but this is not uncommon for younger siblings to harass and chase older siblings. Now, if you think that this disrespect is coming from a place more of spite and anger instead of playfulness, that's a different story. I think it's important to figure out what is going on. Why is he having such resentment towards his sisters? And I think that needs to be explored. Also, are his sisters innocent victims in all this, or do they have a hand in provoking? Are they teasing him? Or is he constantly being compared to his sisters where, they're constantly, getting involved in activities, their grades are high, they do their chores, and then there's the younger brother who's not doing any of that. And he's constantly feeling like he's in his sister's shadow, he can't measure up, and is he resenting that? Another thing I want to ask is, what is the modeling he has at home and the other role models around him? Does he see men being respectful to the women around him? Is he being exposed to media that is appropriate or possibly inappropriate that is fueling some of this, if it is beyond simple teasing? Now let's go back to, let's say it's teasing, chasing, playful, impulsive 11-year-old boy. Again, not uncommon. The one thing that also this parent says, you're constantly yelling at him. Yelling doesn't work. It never works. No one has ever yelled at their kid and their kid said, "Wow, Mom, you're right. I need to do better." That has never happened in the history of the world. Yelling doesn't work. What does is calm, compassionate boundary setting. Going over to him calmly, making eye contact, redirecting him. Because yelling is not going to work. And yelling is just going to feed the fire. Like if he's already amped up, the fire, the anxiety and the energy, if you're yelling at him, he's just going to up it up a notch. And he's just going to chase even more and more and more. So let's calm down as parents. Let's set the example, even if he can't follow it, especially if you can't follow it. Let's assume this kid is really impulsive. Does he need to be redirected? Is he someone who can't self-contain? Like he can't just sit there and play Legos by himself. He's got to be stimulated all the time. You can put him in front of an Xbox and I'll probably do great. But again, screens are kind of an epidemic. There's too much reliance on screens, and when we use screens too much, we're not really helping develop ourselves. Is he someone who needs to be around people? So instead of him being with his sisters, maybe you or the other parent or an aunt or uncle or a cousin or someone needs to be with him to help shepherd him through so he can eventually learn on his own how to self-contain. Maybe he needs more physical activity. Maybe he needs to go outside and shoot hoops more, or take the dog for a walk with you, or he needs to join, a baseball team or something. I don't know what that is, but yelling is not going to work. And helping guide him. Again, we as parents, we guide, we nurture, we are mentoring. That is what we do, and it doesn't happen in a vacuum. He's not going to do it on his own. He's shown you that he can't do it on his own. So it really is important for you to step in and create an environment where he's feeling stimulated in a positive way. So yeah, make sure again that you're treating him with respect so he learns from your example. And again, if you're assuming, if you go to that place of fear, and we can all do that as parents, we all worry as parents, but when we go to that place of fear of, oh my gosh, my son is going to be a rapist because he's chasing his sisters. that worry gets stuck in our head, and then we assume it's happened. We assume it's already there, and then we react as if that's happening. And chasing and teasing is a far cry from being, being someone who does sexual assault. Those are much different things. And I don't want to assume that this boy is going to get arrested because he's chasing and teasing his sisters. So that's our question for today. Obviously, we can talk a lot more about this. If you have more questions, give me a call here. If you have questions you want answered, you can always email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com, or just message us right here on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Thanks again. We'll see you next Wednesday at 12 o'clock with a new question, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye.